What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
Tens of thousands of doctors in all branches of medicine, in all parts of the country, were asked that question. The brand named most was Camel.
Smoke Camels, the cigarette so many doctors enjoy.
This new insect destroyer contains a lot of DDT. Its DDT content is even higher than government specifications. Ideal for vertical surfaces, on fruit and vegetable stands, in cupboards, and it's perfect for ridding Fido of those unwelcome house guests.
This contemporary home shows how modern asbestos materials can be adapted to any style or design. Notice how the asbestos cement sidewalls help add dignity and charm.
Oh, it is attractive.
Yes, and it'll stay that way too. That's what I like about it.
If we'd known then what we know now.
Has been warned about
scientific evidence that the chemical can induce breast cancer, actually.
We would have taken action.
Our modern environment now includes over 80,000 synthetic chemicals, with around 1,000 new ones being created every year. More than 500 of these are known to cause cancer or to disrupt the hormones in the body. Of the substances that are strongly linked to breast cancer, many are chemically similar to estrogen. Estrogen is a natural hormone that promotes female characteristics, and our cells recognise it by its phenyl ring. However, many synthetic chemicals also hold these phenyl rings. This can cause them to have estrogen mimicking effects. These estrogen mimics can cause problems by taking the place of natural estrogen and turning effects on or off in the cells at the wrong times. Because of this hormone disrupting effect, the estrogen mimics are classed as endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs. Importantly, these chemicals aren't only found in factories or behind laboratory doors, as they are all around us in our environment and everyday products. You can find EDCs in many toiletries, detergents, plastic containers, and many other sources.
They seem to lurk everywhere, in pesticides, cosmetics, and especially plastic packaging. We're surrounded by these chemicals. One of the most well-known is BPA, or bisphenol A, which shows up in water bottles, cans, milk cartons, and more.
You get them from thermal paper receipts.
BPA is hard to get away from because it's a key building block in the tough, clear, flexible plastic called polycarbonate. And that proximity to food is what concerns scientists. Now, quick aside, BPA-free plastic containers aren't the answer, because research suggests that BPS and BPF, the most common replacements for BPA, might have similar effects on your body.
In the making of plastic, hazardous chemicals are used in order to enhance elasticity of fire resistance. Bisphenol A, plasticizers or flame retardants are contained in almost every plastic product. Through exposure to heat, the wrong detergents, or simply over time, plastic will go brittle, thus releasing these chemicals, which in turn, through the airways, ingestion, or through mere touch, find their way into the human body. The consequences are severe. They include increased risk of cancer, asthma, infertility, and developmental disorders.
Global research has proven that when liquids are kept in PET bottles, the same chemicals used to manufacture them sneak or leach into the liquids. So every time you consume your favorite bottle of cola, orange juice, liquor, or even medicines, you're actually drinking these notorious chemicals along with it as well. And once they enter your system, it begins attacking your body in more ways than you can imagine. Here are a few shocking facts about these chemicals used in making PET bottles. It disrupts your endocrine system, affecting your growth and development, tissue function, sexual function, sleep, and mood, among other things. That's a heavy list of health hazards for a product that is used in millions of quantity every day around the world, right? But wait, there's even more. PET bottles are responsible for causing insulin resistance that leads to high blood sugar and subsequently the endless health problems attached to it. But it is also seen to cause decreased anal genital distance in male infants, which affects their ability to reproduce later in life and overall complications in reproductive systems in both males and females. We can go on and on.
The BPA molecules that make up plastic are bound together by what's called an ester bond, which is extremely sensitive to heat. So, when you heat up your food in plastic, that heat breaks some of the bonds, releasing the chemicals into your food. A survey by the CDC of 2,517 people estimated that over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of BPA in their urine. And BPA isn't alone. Phthalates, which make plastic flexible, can also leach into food when heated. And reviews of hundreds of studies have linked BPA and phthalates to heart disease, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. Not to mention, a 2015 review linked phthalates with impaired neurological development in children, which in 2018 prompted the American Academy of Pediatrics to announce that families should avoid plastic food containers entirely. And other studies on animals like mice and monkeys have shown that these chemicals can lead to problems in the lungs, brains, and reproductive organs.
The plastic industry tries to cover up any scandals and runs a gigantic lobbying campaign in order to prevent stricter laws or inquiries. Plastic factories are veritable fortresses, the plastic production process a tightly kept secret. This is one of the reasons why no one is exactly sure what substances are added to the plastic. You must radically change your consumption behavior.
Choose wisely. It's time to choose a safer alternative.
The American Chemistry Council said, quote, to stay below ranges of exposure determined to be safe, consumers should read product labels closely and follow directions carefully.
Pay attention to the packaging of products. Substitute paper or cloth bags for plastic bags. Don't throw away old plastic, but recycle it and use plastic-free products.
There are chemicals being used that we know cause serious illnesses and contaminate the environment. Why are they still being produced when safer alternatives are out there? Where's the regulation? Let's see how it works in practice. REACH was the European Commission's ambitious proposal to create rules to protect citizens and the environment from dangerous chemicals. The idea was to require the chemical industry to demonstrate the safety of its products and to substitute chemicals of very high concern with safer alternatives. Frightened by the potential financial impact on their business, the chemical industry launched a multi-million euro campaign to kill off the REACH proposal. Their huge lobbying campaign proved to be enormously successful. REACH entered into force in 2007, but was dramatically watered down, with many loopholes allowing many of the more dangerous chemicals to remain on the market. Take bees, for example. Bee populations in Europe have been in sharp decline, posing a real problem for our ecosystems and ultimately the food on our plates. So protecting these pollinators is essential. In 2012, British and French researchers published evidence suggesting pesticides called neonicotinoids were linked to the decline of bee colonies. The European Commission proposed a partial and temporary ban. Sure enough, two of the companies producing neonicotinoids waged an all-out lobbying war against the ban. They sent menacing letters to the EU Food Safety Authority, scaremongered about losses to agriculture, and produced biased studies. Another pesticide company, BASF, used a front group called Bees Biodiversity Network to greenwash its activities. The network, for example, co-organised an exhibition at the European Parliament, playing down the harmful role of pesticides and stressing other causes for the bees' decline. But in this particular case, the public was informed and engaged, and under pressure of public opinion, politicians were finally forced to stand up to big industry. The European Commission went ahead with its proposal, and a clear majority of EU countries supported it. 3 of Bayer and Syngenta's pesticides, which had been linked to the decline in bees, were banned, at least temporarily. And so it is that big business interests capture the policy agenda, ensuring that European laws time and time again serve the interests of large corporations above those of the people of Europe. That is, unless those people speak out.